What's going on, people? Good afternoon. Welcome to United View. Welcome to the preview for our game against Villa tomorrow at Old Trafford. Tomorrow afternoon. Big game, tough game. And I'm back at it with you guys, man. Twice in a day. Twice in a day on my own channel. Just with you guys. Big up to you. Owen's been working like a madman. He's having a day off. Unless anything mad crazy breaks with a takeover or anything like that. But he's having a day off. Big up to you guys. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm still pissed off against Spurs. Look, essentially, a draw, even going into the game, wasn't the worst to keep that distance with Spurs. They have to play Liverpool. But it was very annoying. It was very annoying. It was almost like when I was annoyed against Sevilla, I keep calling them that, Sevilla, but we still managed to get past Brighton. But still, I still was like, but Sevilla really annoyed me. But anyway, into this game, and this is a bloody hard game, man. Flipping it. This is not going to be easy. You got my brethren, my dog. Well, he's not actually my brethren. You don't know who I am, but he's a yard man. Yeah? Leon Bailey. I talked to Jadon Sancho on the net and say, yeah, you got to put that right. All right. Because I was going to swear then. All right, me go come find your OT. Eh? Me go come find your OT. You go and put it right? All right, watch out now. That's basically what he said. In English, he said, because Jadon Sancho obviously put disappointed not to get the full points, 3 points, whatever, looking onto Saturday to Sunday to put it right. And Leon Bailey basically said in English, yeah, about you putting it right, yeah, we'll see about that. But he's a yard man. Ollie Watkins, guy on the thumbnail, form of his life, unbelievable. Since the World Cup, actually, everyone, rightly so, we've all spoken about how good Marcus has been from after the World Cup. Ollie Watkins has been unbelievable. He's been ridiculously good. Unai Emery in general, what a job he's done there. Shows how crap Gerrard was, to be honest with you. But what a job he's done. And they're going from strength to strength. They will not go away, Villa. They're here to stay. He's reignited them. You know, they play to Ollie Watkins so quick. They get the ball up to him. I was watching, I think it was Ollie Watkins' interview after they slapped up Newcastle, which they did with ease, by the way, which look how Newcastle are playing since then. So that was not an easy game for them, and they made it look very easy. They beat Newcastle up. And Ollie Watkins said, and actually that was probably the most complete performance from a striker I'd seen this season in one game. I know Haaland's had some mad games, but he was unbelievable in that game, Ollie Watkins. He was brilliant. And he was saying, look, Unai's just saying, look, be in the 18-yard box more. Be closer to goal, be more central, and get the ball to him quickly. And he runs in behind. He's good on the ball. He's strong. He's a good finisher. And he links up well. But actually, he's doing a lot less link up. The guy's starting to just make runs and do what he's best at. And he is a live wire. So I'm assuming it's going to be Luke Shaw and Lindelof again. We have to be on it. You know, Leon Bailey's been doing well. Jacob Ramsey, look how good he is. Unbelievable player. He's a fantastic young player. I'd have him at Man United in a heartbeat. Douglas Luiz, Dendoncker, they've all been doing really well. McGinn playing in slightly different positions. So, listen, they have been absolutely brilliant. And to beat this Villa side, you know, we're going to have to be good. We're going to have to be good. And now, do you know what? And I was looking at the rest of our games, right? And I've come to the conclusion that, and this might sound pessimistic, right? But I've come to the conclusion that actually it's going to be our home form that gets us over the line. And I don't mean because we've been so good at home, like the points we've already got in the bag. I mean the remaining games. So we've got 3 games away from home, I believe. Brighton away, which is super tough. West Ham away, which do you 100% fancy that? Can you put your hand on your heart and say we'll be all right with that? No, not really. And Bournemouth away. And they're fighting for their lives. You don't know what Bournemouth's going to turn up. You know, they're fighting for their lives. But the home games, starting with this one, if we can win the 4 home games, which again is going to be tough, but if we can, because we can beat anybody at Old Trafford, we're brilliant there. Villa, Wolves, Fulham, and Chelsea. That's 12 points. If you win them, we'll definitely get it. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, yeah? Listen. I think Liverpool are going to win all their games. And it's all good saying that, you know, and obviously they got to get past Villa because Villa are even, you know, Liverpool are behind Villa by a point, but they've got a game in hand. But if I look at the table, we've got 2 games in hand over Liverpool, which is okay, great. And we're 7 points above them, right? With with 2 games in hand. Now that sounds great, but one of them games in hand I think is Brighton away. So if you play that and don't win, you know what I mean? Okay, if you nick a draw, it might just be enough. But if you lose that, which let's face it, with us in our away form, with how dreadful we are against the big teams, and Brighton are a big team this year, you couldn't put your hat on that. If the other game in hand, which I think is it Chelsea? I think it's Chelsea. If you don't win it, then the game in hand over Liverpool means nothing, which I would expect us to beat Chelsea at home. That's what I'm saying. But we have to win these games. But I think Liverpool will win all of their games. I look at their running and I'm like, hang on a minute. They could easily win all of their games. And if they do, we need to make sure we do. We need to start picking up some points. You know, look, they've got 6 games left. They've got Liverpool on the weekend. They've got Liverpool. They've got Spurs on the weekend, which Spurs will probably go back to playing shit. Honestly, we just gave them that confidence. They'll probably go back to getting spanked again. Then they got Fulham at home. You back them then. Then they got Brentford at home. You back them then. Leicester away. You never know. They're fighting, but you'd back Liverpool to win that. The only good thing is that they have to play Aston Villa, actually. So one of them's got to drop points. But you'd back them for that. And Southampton away last day of the season, who will probably be out and down, dead and buried by then. So my point is that Liverpool could actually go on a really good run here. And we just need to make sure we don't get slip into this top 4 scrap. Because actually it should be a lot more comfortable than this. It should have been done and dusted by us just beating Spurs. But we cocked it up. So look, this Villa game is going to be massively important. 1, to get back to winning ways, of course. But 2, to put a bit of distance between us and them. And 3, we want to finish third as well. I want to finish above Newcastle, which will be tough because they're in great form, scoring loads of goals. But these next 2 games are really difficult, and we have to rely on our home form to bring us through. Villa, like I said, Unai Emery said in his press conference that I think he said some quotes that them finishing the top 4 is impossible. He obviously he's going to downplay it, but the job he's done, and if he gets them into Europa League next year, you would probably make Villa favourites. For the Europa League with his pedigree in that competition. So look, this is going to be a really, really tough game. Villa aren't going to come there and just hand us the game. And we can't afford any of these lapses of concentration. Like Eric Ten Hag said in the last game, players thinking that it's okay to just go for 90 minutes. Again, we didn't lose that game, but it felt like a loss because we was 2-0 up. Team news-wise, Garnacho's back in training after signing his new deal as well. Got some new Nashers on him as well. The money's starting to run. Now, he's got that new deal. Veneer's done straight away. He's almost... Do you know what? I'm not saying, and please listen to me carefully here, I'm not saying he's going to be the new Ronaldo. I'm not saying that, okay? Because that would be insane. You can't say that about anyone, that he's going to be the new Ronaldo. But he's doing a lot of things there that mirror what CR7 did in them early years. Like spotty face teenager, hairs a bit everywhere, teeth, whatever. Then the glow up happens. He's changed his Instagram profile, I believe I saw online. I saw that he changed his thing to Garnacho 7. He wants the 7. Getting is obviously his new deal as well. He's just, I don't know. There's just little shades of that. He's got that arrogance as well, hasn't he? Some United fans have said, he needs to tone it down a little bit. I like it a lot. And the reason why I like it a lot is because you need to have that character and that charisma to believe in yourself. There's going to be times where it might look a bit petulant or you think he needs to calm down a little bit. But that edge to his game, if you really want to be great, again, if you wanted to get a trajectory of CR7, you have to have that bit of arrogance. And he has that, like CR7 did. Remember when CR7 came on against Bolton and he was doing bare step overs and taking the piss, and some of the lads had to get around him and say, listen, you don't do that. Play properly, sort of thing. But he wanted to express himself. He wanted to take the piss out of people. And Garnacho's a little bit like that. He's a shithouse. Look how he, celebrated, Barcelona and stuff like that. So he's got that in him. He's got that early arrogance in him. But we've got the correct manager to be able to tame that. And signing to 2028 is massive. But anyway, team news. He's back into team training, but you're almost certain that tomorrow will come too soon for him. I'm pretty sure of that. Interesting to see what happens in midfield. Do you just go with Bruno, Eriksen and Casemiro again? And Casemiro, may I add, since he's come back, let's just call a spade a spade. Since he's come back from the 4-game ban, he hasn't been great, has he? He hasn't been great, but also in midfield, again, it's highlighted exactly what we needed. So Casemiro's been brilliant. And I did say this a lot of times when before he come, like he's not the best on the ball. Like if you give him time and space, he's okay. He can play a couple passes, can knock it about. He's an elite player. But he's not a tempo setter. He's not massively press resistant, is he? That's where his role at his peak was sort of breaking up play and then progressing the ball really quickly into the tech guys, the kings, yeah, mods, yeah, Cruz. When it was that was his main job. But at Man United, it's like because we're not that progressive on the ball, we don't have the balance to suit him quite right. I mean, Eriksen is really good on the ball, but he can't carry the ball. Bruno obviously is playing higher up. He's not really a ball carrier as well. We don't really have that. And when you press Casemiro, he is susceptible to losing it quite a lot. He's not that guy who's gonna just get out of a challenge, evade challenges, and bring. He's not like De Jong. He's not like De Jong. What I'm describing is Frenkie De Jong, and I hate to go back to that, but I don't even mean it has to be him because we don't want to get into bed with Barcelona again after all of that. But what I'm saying is the type of player that De Jong is the exact type of midfielder that we need. Jude Bellingham can also do that role. Press resistant, can get on a half turn, evade challenges, drive up the pitch 20, 30 yards and no one can get near him. Frenkie de Jong can do that as well and not afraid to come off the back four with a man up his arse, shake them off and get us playing. Casemiro is not that guy. Someone next to him needs to be there for that. Casemiro is brilliant at sniffing out attacks. He's got great ring awareness, pitch awareness, football IQ, and he's robust and good in the tackle. And again, with enough time and space, he can play some balls. Because he's got know-how, but he isn't that guy that I just described. So, but anyway, midfield, I'm pretty more sure he'll go strong again. Back four, I mean, look, Malacia comes on again. Didn't do well, did he? Didn't do well, bless him. I think you got to go with the same back four again. Well, if they're fit enough. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Shaw, and Dallo. You can't. I wouldn't trust Malacia at the moment. He's a bit rocky, bless him. He's a bit rocky, unless we have to. And up front, I mean, you would assume that Martial would start. But actually, having said that, I probably, do you know what? I probably would start with what we started with against Spurs, you know. I think Ten Hag took Jadon Sancho off. And look, I'm not going to try and go in on Ten Hag now because I stood by my decision of, I understood why he made them changes. But, because Martial's supposed to make us better, and that's our starting front three, isn't it? Martial, Rashford and Anthony. But actually, Jadon Sancho had one of his better games, and actually scoring in that game in the manner that he did, I probably would start him again. I would start him again, put Rashi up front. I think the defensive work that Rashi does is still not quite there for me on left wing, so I'd put him up front. And Anthony hopefully has a better game than he did against Spurs. I think he was quite quiet. So that's my team. But we have to win. No if, buts or maybes. We've got to be winning this game. A draw. Again, the top four race is one of them where it's like the teams from third to sixth are inconsistent. They draw quite a few. Then they win a couple. Then they lose one. Then they win a few more. Then they draw. That's the reason why they're not breaking into that top two. So if we do draw, it won't be top four over. We're not one result away from ruining top four. And we're not actually one result away. Now we messed it up against Spurs, playing directly against them. We're not actually one result away from securing it. But we are way more closer to securing it than messing it up. It will be a catastrophe for us to mess it up. But if we don't start winning games quickly and put a little bit of a run together, we're going to get dragged into the fire. And that's what the top four race is always about. It's about who can get a little bit of form quickest, who can string a few wins together quickest. Now, in the case of Villa, they've been stringing loads of wins together, but they were further behind. The same with Brighton. I mean, 120 minutes looked like it took it out of them. They got done 3-1 by Forest. Maybe Brighton are going to be on the off now. You don't know. But obviously, like when we played against Newcastle with the revenge after the cup final, when we went up there, got slapped. Brighton could do something similar. Let's face it. If we don't play properly against Brighton and they're on it, and they get themselves back together again after a poor 3-1 loss, I don't even know who they got on the weekend, then they could be in trouble. We could be in trouble. So we have to win. We have to get 3 points today. If you get 3 points at home, as long as we win the home games, you can pick up a draw on the road. We don't have to win these away games. And actually, you wouldn't back us to. Would you back us to beat Brighton away? I wouldn't. And I'm not being pessimistic. I'm calling it as I see it. Because that Spurs one was the last one for me where I'm like, you know what? I don't think we're going to win a big away game for the rest of the season. Well, the biggest one would be Villa. Sorry, the biggest one would be Brighton, because the ones in the lower half traditionally we do better against this season. Bournemouth and West Ham to come. But even West Ham, who are a bit resurgent, showing a little bit, Liverpool had to grind it out against them. West Ham went 1-0 up. So that's not an easy game. It's never easy going to West Ham. So And Bournemouth, you just don't know what you're going to get on the day. They beat Liverpool there. They're fighting for their lives. But then other times they mess up. You just don't know. So we have to win the home games. I'm looking at that. I'm saying win the 4 home games, pick up a draw on the road, then we can do it. But obviously, you know, if we pick up another, how much points would we need? We've got 7 games. If we could pick up another 9 points, 12 points, we'll be all right. And also, actually, if Liverpool and Spurs draw, that would be brilliant. And we beat Villa, but I can't see it. I think Liverpool absolutely destroyed them. We just got to do our job. So, yeah, I'm going to predict this game could easily be a draw as well. You know, this is going to be a tough game. I'm going to predict a narrow win, man. Narrow win. I'm going to go, I think they will score. I feel like I go 2-1 in every single game now. Will we keep a clean sheet against them? Ollie Watkins, Ramsey, Leon Bailey off the bench. I think they'll score. I'm going to go 2-1. I think we win, but we will not win by more than 1 goal. I can't see that. And it may even be a draw. But we have to show it. We have to show we could bounce back. And home form has been good. Home form's been really good. So we have to turn up and beat these. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Give me your predictions below as well. And I'll see you tomorrow for match day. Remember, 5 Match Millions is on as well. Get involved in it. To download the app. The link is in the video description below for the Circle app as well. For your 5 Match Millions, choose one number between 1 and 27, and you can win £1 million for 5 matches. You've got to choose one number. At the end of each match, your number will be revealed. Get 5 numbers, win £1 million. It's that easy. Take care, guys. See you again soon. Peace.